Holiday shopping season is upon us. Just look behind us. But will the cautious consumer still spend? That's the big question here. A new report from ICSC forecasts a 3.8% jump in retail sales this holiday season, with spending expected to top $1.6 trillion between October and December. Tom McGee, who is the ICSC CEO, joining us now. Great to have you here with us this morning, Tom. All right, so as we continue to ponder where the consumer might continue to spend into and perhaps where they might be fading in terms of their own basket of purchasing that takes place over the holiday shopping season, what are some of your top expectations?
Well, first of all, great to be with you. Thanks for having me on. And as you mentioned, we do expect a positive holiday shopping season, 3.8% growth. Look, I think the consumer has continued to be resilient throughout this year in the face of inflation. Inflation is still top of mind, and so you're going to see consumers migrate towards discount department stores in general, and consolidate the number of retailers they shop at. Last year, on average, consumers shopped at about 3.5 to 4 retailers. This year, more like 2.5 to 3. So you're starting to see a concern around cost. You're starting to see, a real focus upon promotions, and the holiday season is getting longer and longer because of that concern around pricing. And so, our expectation is we look out over the October to December time period, because the holiday spending will happen over that longer period of time.
Tom, it's good to see you. What are you hearing from your members when you're talking with some of these shopping center owners, just in terms of what traffic has been like leading up to this holiday season? And when we talk about people still willing to spend in this environment, I guess more specifically, do you have any insight in terms of how they're planning to spend that money and what they're planning to buy this holiday season?
Yeah, first of all, traffic is strong and occupancy is strong in shopping centers. One of the outcomes of the pandemic was really a rebirth and a resurgence of in-person shopping, and so the industry is in a strong position in that regard. The tried and true in the holidays are going to continue in this year. You're going to see gift cards are the number one things people buy to give, the folks are giving a gift to, the flexibility to buy what they like. Apparel, footwear, electronics, and toys are always going to be, hugely important. And so those are the things that they're focused on. But again, promotions, price sensitivity will be high of mind this holiday season.
And so what does that kind of brew for some of the margin anticipations for the largest retailers that are expecting customers to either kind of drive this massive surge of site traffic, or even the doorbusters that are out there still going into brick and mortar?
I think, the iconic holiday shopping days, Black Friday, Super Saturday, et cetera, they're still important. They're symbolic. But they're really not as meaningful to the whole holiday season, which is one of those doorbuster type of things that you're talking about. You're really seeing retailers be cognizant of pricing and promotions throughout the entire holiday season. I'll give you one tidbit. I mean, if you looked at our survey and when we asked consumers when are they planning to start holiday shopping, 1 out of 4 of them have already started. I mean, they started in August because of this, this focus upon, I better start early. If I see a good deal, I'm going to take advantage of it. If you look at 3.8% growth, that's fairly consistent with what the growth has been over the course of the last, number of months. And so I don't think the holiday season in and of itself is going to have much of an impact upon margins one way or the other.
Tom, what do you think that in terms of the spending plans that you're hearing from consumers from your survey, just what that tells us about what we could expect from consumers next year? Because I think the fact that we've seen this massive surge in yields, the fact that there is this looming risk of recession, we have seen consumers pull back in some areas of discretionary spending. I guess the question I'm trying to get at here is whether or not you see this trend, the fact that the consumer has been so resilient, sticking and staying true as we look ahead to 2024.
Well, it's been, it has been a difficult environment to make a prognosis in because of what you just said, which is in the face of inflation, in the face of higher interest rates, the consumer has been extremely resilient and continue to spend, albeit at lesser levels than they did in 2022. My expectation is that the consumer will probably continue to be very resilient into 2024 as long as employment stays at its current levels. Retail sales and retail sales growth are very intertwined with consumer confidence, and consumers tend to be confident if they're confident in their job status. And so if you're going to continue to have employment levels or unemployment rates at historic lows, then I think retail sales will continue to be strong in 2024.
That's a good point. We've also seen wages continue to rise. All right, Tom McGee, always great to get your perspective, CEO of ICSC. Thanks so much.
Thank you.